All right, we're doing a reading right now. This is basically like a monthly check in on World War III, and let's just see how close or far we are from any sort of massive escalation of the various wars. So, the root card here is the Ace of Swords reversed. Now, the Ace of Swords is basically taking full control. The Ace of Swords reversed is kind of like dictator energy and being controlled. Now, that is applied here to this Three of Cups, and it's a group. We're going to assume this is a group of countries that are kind of bound together by a common experience. Let's see what's on either side here. Page of Pentacles and the Empress. All right. So the Page of Pentacles, I mean, if we're applying this to a nation, the Page of Pentacles would be a newer nation. And it's a nation that would have some sort of tool, like a new tool. And this sort of thing would be, I guess, experimental or something that's kind of new to the world. And I say that because the page is the kid, and if we're applying this to a nation, it would be a young one. But the Page of Pentacles, like they find this pentacle and they're like, holy crap. They know how powerful this is going to be as they incorporate it into who they are and what they do. So we have a young nation with a powerful tool. Now, that kind of leads to this Three of Cups, and I think I'm going to pull one on this, like in between here, because this looks like a young nation with a tool. And maybe that tool is why they get to join this group. Let's just see if that's the deal. And the Nine of Pentacles shows abundance. I would say that that is probably the deal. So either that nation is also rich, or there's just something that they have an abundance of that allows them to become a part of this group that's in the Three of Cups. So that leads to the Empress. And the Empress, this would show a very receptive energy where things can really grow. Now, um, I'm going to pull one more on this reversed Ace of Swords to see if this is dictator energy or maybe it just shows like no one having control. And we get the Three of Wands. So again, just like the Empress, this is talking about receptive sort of birthing type energy. Now, if you look at this line, I think this is dictator energy. Um, and it's like one more country or whatever kind of joining this group that are ready to be dictators, but this is like a slow growing energy. And it is very much in a birthing process now, which is shown in the Three of Wands and in the Empress as well. All right. Now, let's just see if there is anything coming up um, that is super jarring or whatever. If there's going to be a massive escalation in the things that are happening, and a Page of Swords. So if we apply this to a nation, it is another young nation. And this is just about their ability to surveil. This would show surveillance. Now, this isn't an attack. It's not like a big escalation of shit exploding, but it would be an escalation of surveillance. And when we look at this, the whole thing, this if this is talking about World War III, they're being very patient about it and they're letting it grow like organically. which means that it probably isn't going to escalate into full blown massive world war anytime soon because they're letting it grow organically. So I'm just going to put a timeline on this. How long does it take for this energy to grow? And let's see what we get. That's interesting. A Four of Cups. So, for one thing, the four, if I were to actually put a timeline on this, I would say like 4 months. Not a super long timeline, but it's also interesting because this shows boredom. So people's boredom might actually fit into how long it takes for this to grow, which is interesting. I'm going to see whose boredom, because is this public opinion or is this, the whim of some rich fuckers, right? Huh. So I think this is more like public opinion. It's not necessarily just a couple of people, but there is a thing about sort of being stuck in a place in both of these cards. Now, this has been hinted at a bunch of times with the tarot, that there might be another lockdown situation. And this looks similar to that because here the person is like trapped in a basement and here they're trapped in the castle. But as far as timeline, it might be when people are stuck in their homes. And, that would be like another lockdown. Now, I guess so. These countries and the military industrial complex, are they going to work bio weapons into this whole thing? And that is like diseases and COVID would be one of these things. So what we get is the King of Wands. This is not a yes or a no, to be honest, but here we have one sort of fatherly energy, and it's showing the other here, like the younger countries, these children, it's kind of showing them how to do things. And they're trying to act like the fatherly sort of country. Normally, the King of Wands shows setting a really good example. But when we're talking about bioweapons, then what does that even mean? We're going to collect these all here. So the question here, again, is about bioweapons. So, are any of these countries going to incorporate diseases, bioweapons into their war strategies? And are they going to sort of unleash this shit on to the people? Fascinating. So the reverse seven. So the Seven of Pentacles is about learning by doing. And if the Seven of Pentacles showed up upright, then it would say they're definitely working on it, right? And we know that they're actually working on it anyway. But the reversed seven is showing basically not being very good at it. It's like they might study and try, but it looks like they are currently failing to develop the bioweapon that they're trying to make. Um, let's just see where this goes. And we get the Justice card. Now that's interesting because this might be they get found out, you know, and maybe they get fucking shut down or they get sued or imprisoned for making these fucking things, right? And I that's the most hopeful thing that I've seen in the tarot for a while when it comes to any of these topics. But I'm going to collect these And let's just see if there's anything else that wants to come out and what else the cards want to say here about this. So again, we get this Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is about not giving up hope. And the Eight of Pentacles is the manufacturing process. So what is being manufactured here? And we get the reverse Tower. I'm guessing this is weapons manufacturing. So this would say that they're actually going through some sort of a test of faith right now. This must mean that they're trying to create some sort of, ultimate weapon. And they're actually not really succeeding currently, but they're also not giving up. I think what this is really talking about here with this Ten of Pentacles is just the nature of the game. So here the grandparent is teaching the grandchild about life through this game of chess. And with all of these different countries and their weapons, at some level, I think they're all on the same side. When you get to have a certain amount of money and power, I think you end up in the same club. And I think that's what this is showing. Like, at some point, it's a game. And the ones that play this game, the ones that make those decisions, are essentially in the same family. And here, on the bottom of the chessboard, is the people. And the game is being played on the backs of the people. There is something kind of positive about that, because if the people that have what they call the weapons of mass destruction, if they're all on the same side, then the ultimate obliteration of life on Earth is not going to happen. Now, it could be the obliteration of most of the life on Earth, or at least they would have it so it wouldn't kill them. But currently, that's not what the cards are showing. They're not capable of doing that. I don't think they're capable of wiping out the majority of the population without they themselves also being wiped out. But I think really this is showing that the people with the weapons that can fuck everything up, that they're actually on the same side. And there is something hopeful about that, because they probably won't wipe everything out. I would love to hear what you think about this, and if there are any other angles or anything that you would like me to look at it from, or if you have any topics you would like me to do a reading on, then hit up the Patreon page, and for as little as $5 a month, I will do your reading requests. That's what we have for today. Thank you, and peace.
Is this the end of days? Will lava fill the base? I'm gonna grab some tarot cards, let's see what they say. Who controls the press? Was Will Smith possessed? Let's shuffle up the cards and we'll see. And what about the freaking aliens? Whatever could they be? Let's ask the cards and see. Come on to my Patreon. It's only $5.